Hello and welcome to the Expensive Coins History channel. Today, we're embarking on an in-depth exploration of a coin that might seem everyday but carries a surprising story and value for collectors, the 1981 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to build their coin collection, understanding this particular penny's history, rarity, and value in 2025 can add a whole new dimension to your collecting experience. This coin, struck during a pivotal moment in U.S. mint history, holds subtle but fascinating features that can significantly affect its worth. So, buckle up as we uncover the full story behind the 1981 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, the factors that make it rare or common, the key characteristics collectors seek, and what you might expect to pay or receive in today's market. The Abraham Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, revolutionized American coinage by being the first circulating coin to bear the likeness of a real person, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin was initially struck to commemorate Lincoln's centennial birthday. Since then, the penny has become one of the most widely recognized and collected coins in America. Fast forward to 1981, this was a significant time in the production of the Lincoln cent. The penny was still predominantly composed of copper, specifically 95% copper and 5% zinc. This copper composition was the norm from 1909 until the middle of 1982, when the mint transitioned to a primarily zinc-based core with only a thin copper plating on the outside. Rising copper prices made the older, heavier coins more costly to produce, triggering this change. The 1981 Lincoln cents were minted at three major U.S. mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, meaning the coin simply bears the date, but no letter to indicate its origin. The Denver Mint produced coins marked with a D, and the San Francisco Mint, responsible mainly for proof and special collector coins, marked their pennies with an S. The no-mint mark variety, therefore, is simply the Philadelphia issue. Though this seems straightforward, the 1981 no-mint mark penny has more subtle features and potential variations that intrigue collectors. For many coin enthusiasts, seeing a coin without a mint mark often sparks curiosity or even suspicion. After all, mint marks can sometimes signal rarity or special production runs. In the case of the 1981 Lincoln cent, the absence of a mint mark is standard and expected for coins struck in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Mint, at this time, did not use a mint mark on pennies. So the majority of Lincoln cents from Philadelphia carry no letter. However, this standard lack of a mint mark can sometimes confuse collectors who are new to the hobby, making them wonder if these coins are errors or rare varieties. While the majority of 1981 no-mint mark pennies are common and produced in the billions, the key to value lies not just in the mint mark but in the coin's condition, strike quality, and any notable die varieties or errors. One of the most fascinating aspects of collecting coins is spotting the subtle differences known as varieties, small changes in the coin's design or production process that create identifiable versions of the same coin. In 1981, the Lincoln cent underwent some minor modifications in the dies used for striking the coins. These changes led to what collectors call Type 1 and Type 2 varieties, primarily noticeable in the proof coins but sometimes appearing in circulation strikes due to die reuse or minting anomalies. The Type 1 variety features bolder, less sharp lettering and design details, while Type 2 shows crisper, more defined characteristics in the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. These differences are subtle but important for collectors who specialize in varieties. Additionally, some 1981 pennies show signs of what is called doubling, a slight doubling of the design elements such as the date or letters. This can range from mechanical doubling, which occurs due to the coin shifting on the press, to more significant double die errors, where the die itself has been impressed twice with a slight offset. While the 1981 Lincoln cent is not famous for major double die errors like earlier years, even minor doubling can add collectible interest and enhance value, especially if the coin is in excellent condition. Moving beyond varieties, the condition of a coin is crucial in determining its value. Coins are evaluated on a scale known as the Sheldon grading scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. The higher the number, the better the condition of the coin, with 70 representing a flawless, perfect specimen. Most Lincoln cents from 1981 found in circulation have signs of wear, small scratches, discoloration, and loss of luster. These coins typically grade between good, G, and very fine, VF, making them worth face value or just slightly above. However, uncirculated coins, especially those with a full red, RD, color designation, are where real value emerges. Red coins retain their original copper luster, which fades over time to brown due to oxidation. Red coins are much scarcer than their brown counterparts, especially from an era when most coins quickly circulated and lost their luster. Collectors prize uncirculated 1981 no-mint mark pennies that show sharp strike detail, full red color, and no signs of wear or cleaning. These coins typically receive grades like MS 63 or higher, with MS 65 and above considered exceptional. While the 1981 no-mint mark penny is not rare in the sense of low mintage, certain error coins from that year are highly sought after by collectors and can command premium prices. Errors include things like off-center strikes, where the coin design is not properly aligned with the planchet. Clipped planchets, coins struck on improperly cut blanks, resulting in missing sections, die cracks or die breaks, where the dies used to strike the coins develop cracks, leaving raised lines or marks on the coin. Broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside the collar, causing it to be slightly larger than normal. When such errors are found on 1981 pennies, especially in high grade, they can be worth significantly more than standard examples, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and rarity. Let's get into the most frequently asked question: what is the 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln cent worth today? The market value varies widely based on condition, variety, and error status. Common circulated pennies from 1981 without any errors typically hold a value of just 1 cent. Uncirculated coins graded MS 60 to MS 62 with mostly brown coloration usually fetch between 50 cents and $1. Uncirculated coins with red or red-brown color in MS 63 condition can range from $2 to $5. MS 65 red coins, which are very well preserved with full original luster, often sell for $10 to $25. Higher grade examples, such as MS 66 or MS 67 red coins, which are nearly perfect, can command prices well over $50 or more. Certified coins graded by reputable third-party services consistently command higher prices due to buyer confidence. For coins featuring notable die varieties or errors, values can increase dramatically. A minor double die variety or an attractive error in a high grade can command premiums ranging from $100 to several $100s. Despite being a modern coin, the 1981 no-mint mark penny carries a unique appeal for collectors. It represents the final full year of the predominantly copper penny, which connects it to an important era in coinage history. The subtle variety differences, the presence of early proof die characteristics, and potential errors make it a fascinating study piece. Additionally, the relatively large mintage combined with the scarcity of high-grade specimens creates a natural market dynamic where quality and condition greatly influence price. For many collectors, this penny serves as an accessible entry point into Lincoln cent collecting, affordable yet rich with numismatic interest. So, whether you're inspecting your pocket change or planning to add a 1981 no-mint mark penny to your collection, understanding the coin's history, its varieties, grading nuances, and market value will help you make informed decisions. Remember, the true value of any coin lies not just in its price tag but in its story, condition, and how it fits into your collection goals. The 1987 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it's just your everyday penny, minted over 3 decades ago. But when you dig deeper into its history, rarity factors, and collector appeal, you quickly realize there's much more to this small piece of copper-plated zinc than meets the eye. In this video, we'll explore everything you need to know about the 1987 Lincoln penny, from its background and production to its rarity, errors, grading, and ultimately, its value in 2025's market. If you've ever wondered whether your pocket change might be worth more than a cent, this video will definitely open your eyes. So, sit back and let's start exploring the story of the 1987 Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic and longest-running coin designs in United States history. It was originally created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and was the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has seen various changes in design, composition, and mint locations. By the time we reached 1987, the Lincoln cent had been produced for nearly 80 years. The design at this time featured the classic obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally created by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse side displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design remained standard until 2008. In 1987, the United States Mint produced coins at two main facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver Mint coins bear the distinctive D Mint mark just below the date, making the 1987 D penny the subject of our focus today. Unlike Philadelphia, which often did not use a mint mark on pennies at that time, the Denver Mint's coins are easy to identify due to this D. The composition of the 1987 Lincoln cent is primarily zinc with a thin copper plating, a practice that had been introduced in 1982 to cut costs amid rising copper prices. This makes the coin weigh approximately 2.5 grams and gives it a distinct reddish hue when newly minted. However, the copper plating is very thin and can wear off easily with circulation, often leaving the zinc core exposed. Over 4 billion 1987 D pennies were minted, an astonishing quantity. This places the coin firmly in the category of very common coins from a purely numeric perspective. Yet, as collectors well know, quantity doesn't always equate to value. There are many factors at play. While the sheer volume of 1987 D pennies suggests they are plentiful, collectors focus on many other characteristics that can elevate a coin's rarity and desirability. These include the coin's condition, mint errors, varieties, and certification status. First, condition is king in numismatics. Most 1987 D pennies found in circulation show varying degrees of wear and toning. Commonly, they appear dull, brownish, or heavily worn. These coins typically hold no significant value beyond face. However, coins in mint state condition, meaning they show no signs of wear and retain their original luster, are much more rare. Mint state 1987 D pennies, especially those with the original red coloration from the copper plating, are hard to find because pennies are heavily used and wear quickly. Among these mint state coins, grades range from MS 60, lowest mint state, up to MS 70, perfect. As the grade improves, so does the rarity and value. The number of 1987 D pennies surviving in top condition is very small compared to the billions minted. This scarcity of high-grade specimens is what piques collector interest. The 1987 D Lincoln cent also holds interest because of several known error types. While not all error coins carry huge premiums, certain mistakes made during the minting process can greatly increase a coin's worth. One common error found with these pennies is the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned during striking and part of the design is missing. Depending on how off-center the strike is, such coins can be worth many times face value, especially in uncirculated condition. Another error sometimes seen is the die crack, a small raised line on the coin's surface caused by a cracked die during striking. These cracks can sometimes form unique patterns and add collectible value. There are also occasional double die or double strike errors, where the design elements are doubled due to misalignment of the dies. Though not extremely common on 1987 D cents, if found, these can be quite valuable. Because of the copper plating on these coins, some errors involve plating defects or striking through foreign material, which creates interesting visual effects that collectors seek. As with most coins, grading plays a pivotal role in the 1987 D Lincoln cent's value. Coins are evaluated on factors including luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and color. For Lincoln cents, color designation matters. Red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN, are the common classifications. The red coins are those retaining most of their original copper plating, with a bright reddish appearance. These tend to be the most valuable. Red-brown coins show some fading and wear of the copper but still have noticeable red tinting, while the brown coins are fully toned and worn, typically valued closer to face. A 1987 D penny graded MS 65 red or higher can fetch a solid premium among collectors, often several dollars. Once you move up to MS 67 red, prices can reach into the triple digits for certified coins with excellent eye appeal. Coins graded MS 68 red or better are exceedingly rare and can command prices well beyond $200 or more, especially in today's market. Certification by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC further enhances value, providing buyers with assurance of authenticity and grade.as of 2025. The market for 1987 D Lincoln cents reflects a nuanced landscape. Most circulated examples remain worth just a penny or two, given the enormous supply. However, uncirculated and error specimens have steadily gained in value. Circulated 1987 D pennies generally sell for face value or a few cents. Uncirculated coins in MS 60 to MS 64 grades often trade between 50 cents and a few dollars. MS 65 red coins typically command prices from $5 to $10. MS 66 red coins may sell for $20 to $30. MS 67 red coins often reach $75 to over $150. MS 68 red coins and above can fetch $200 or more. Depending on eye appeal and certification, error coins values vary widely, depending on the type and severity of the error. Some dramatic off-center strikes or plated through errors can command hundreds of dollars, especially if well preserved. These trends indicate a healthy collector market that values condition and uniqueness highly. So, should you hunt for a 1987 D Lincoln cent? Absolutely, especially if you enjoy coin collecting and want to build a set of Lincoln Memorial cents or invest in modern numismatics. When searching, focus on coins with their original red coloration and minimal wear. If possible, seek coins that have been graded and certified for authenticity. Be on the lookout for unusual error coins. They add excitement and potential value. Remember, patience and knowledge are key. While most 1987 D pennies you find will be common, that rare high-grade or error coin can be a rewarding find, both personally and financially. The 1990 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent. At first glance, this penny might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but for collectors and numismatists, it represents a fascinating story of minting errors, rarity, and enduring value. Over the next several minutes, we'll cover the full history behind this penny, what makes it rare and special, why collectors covet it, and where its value stands in the marketplace today in 2025. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about rare modern coins, this video will give you everything you need to know about the 1990 No Mint Mark Lincoln cent, including tips on identification and how to protect your investment. To fully appreciate the significance of the 1990 No Mint Mark Lincoln cent, it's essential to first understand the context of Lincoln pennies in general, and the U.S. Mint's operations during that period. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 1990, the penny featured the iconic Lincoln profile on the obverse, a design that collectors instantly recognize. Each year, billions of these cents were produced for circulation and for collectors alike. The minting of pennies in 1990 occurred primarily at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins struck at Philadelphia typically carry no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D mint mark below the date on the obverse. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint produced proof pennies, which are specially struck coins intended for collectors and always bear an S mint mark. Proof coins differ from regular circulation strikes in quality and appearance. They are produced with polished dies and planchets, struck multiple times for sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. They are usually sold in protective sets or holders and are not meant to enter circulation. The 1990 No Mint Mark Lincoln cent refers specifically to a rare minting error involving proof pennies produced at the San Francisco Mint. Typically, all proof Lincoln cents from San Francisco carry the S mint mark, clearly identifying them as proof issues. However, a very small number of these proof pennies were struck with dies missing the S mint mark altogether. This means that some proof pennies looked identical in every way to regular proof coins, mirror-like finish, sharp details, deep cameo contrast, but did not display the S mark as they should have. The absence of the mint mark on a proof coin was a highly unusual and notable error. The origin of this error traces back to the die preparation process at the San Francisco Mint. At some point, the mint mark was either omitted from the working dies or was mistakenly removed, allowing proof pennies to be struck without the S Despite the mint's strict quality control, these error coins escaped inspection and were distributed in proof sets, making their way into collectors' hands. Because proof coins are often well preserved, many of these 1990 no-mint mark pennies have survived in excellent condition, enhancing their desirability and value. The rarity of the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is what makes it so fascinating and valuable. While billions of standard Lincoln cents were minted in 1990, the number of these specific error-proof coins without the S mark is exceedingly limited. Estimates place the number of known error coins in the low hundreds, though an exact population count is unavailable. This scarcity means that only a select group of collectors can ever hope to own one. The survival rate of these coins in high grades is relatively good because proof pennies are usually stored carefully by collectors. This adds to the intrigue because while the error is rare, many specimens maintain excellent eye appeal. Due to their rarity, these coins often become centerpiece items in collections focused on modern errors, proof coins, or Lincoln cents. Several factors contribute to the value of the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. First, the coin's status as an error is inherently valuable. Mint errors are among the most collectible categories in numismatics because they represent anomalies in the minting process and offer a glimpse behind the scenes of coin production. Second, this particular error is tied to proof coins, which are already more sought after than circulation strikes. Proof coins typically command a premium because of their superior quality and limited mintages. Third, the limited quantity of these error coins enhances their scarcity, creating strong demand among collectors who want to own a piece of this unusual minting story. Lastly, the coin's condition plays a major role. Coins with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and strong cameo contrasts can command exceptionally high prices. Collectors and investors alike seek out high-grade examples as key additions to their collections or portfolios. Identifying a genuine 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent requires a careful eye and a good understanding of coin characteristics. It is important not to confuse this error with common circulation pennies from Philadelphia, which naturally lack a mint mark but do not have the proof finish. Key traits to look for include: the coin must exhibit proof qualities, a mirror-like, highly reflective background and frosted, sharp devices, Lincoln's portrait and the lettering. The coin should be from 1990 and appear identical to the proof coins except for the absence of the S mint mark. The edges and surfaces should be free of circulation wear. As proof coins are generally well preserved, the coin's weight and dimensions should conform exactly to official specifications. Because of the possibility of counterfeit or altered coins, professional authentication is critical. Sending the coin to a trusted grading service for examination and encapsulation ensures the coin's legitimacy and provides certification that can dramatically affect its value. As of 2025, the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent remains one of the most prized modern U.S. coin errors. Its market value has seen steady appreciation, reflecting both increased interest in modern coins and a growing collector base. Typical prices vary greatly based on condition and certification. Lower-grade examples with minor flaws or surface issues might sell for a few $1,000s, whereas coins in near-perfect condition, graded PR 69 or PR 70, can fetch upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 or more. The market for error coins like this is influenced by various factors, including auction visibility, collector demand, and the overall state of the numismatic hobby. Today's collectors are more informed and connected than ever before, using online platforms and social media to discover and trade rare coins. Investors see the 1990 no-mint mark penny as a stable asset that holds both historical interest and tangible value. Given the relatively small number of certified examples, prices are unlikely to decline significantly in the near future. The coin has become a sought-after modern rarity that appeals to collectors looking to complete specialized Lincoln cent or error collections. The 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent stands as a remarkable example of how even modern coinage can surprise collectors with its unique quirks and errors. This penny, born from an unusual minting mishap, embodies rarity, beauty, and historical significance. For anyone interested in modern U.S. coins or error coin collecting, this piece offers a rewarding challenge. Its limited availability, coupled with high collector demand, ensures it will continue to be a highly valuable and respected numismatic treasure. If you own one, it's essential to handle it carefully and consider professional grading to maximize its value. For those seeking to add it to their collection, patience, expert knowledge, and trusted dealers are your best allies. The 1992 D. Lincoln Cent. But don't be fooled by its common appearance. This penny carries a tale of mass production, subtle mysteries, and rare varieties that have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. In this video, we'll explore the history behind the 1992 D penny, what makes it unique, the rarity and types of error coins associated with it, and its value in today's 2025 coin market. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just curious about what you might have in your change, this video will provide a comprehensive look at this often overlooked 1-cent piece. To appreciate the 1992 D penny, it helps to understand its place within the broader history of the Lincoln Cent series. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This marked the first time a U.S. president was depicted on circulating coinage, breaking the tradition of featuring allegorical figures. For much of the 20th century, the penny was made primarily of copper. However, in the early 1980s, due to rising copper prices and changing minting technology, the composition shifted to copper-plated zinc. By 1992, every penny produced, including those from the Denver Mint identified by the D Mint mark, was composed of a thin copper coating over a zinc core. The Denver Mint is one of the oldest and most prolific mints in the United States. In 1992, it produced billions of pennies, including the 1-cent coins with the Denver D Mint mark. These coins were intended for everyday circulation and thus most are found worn from years of use. Despite this massive production, a handful of coins from that year have become highly sought after because of subtle differences that set them apart. Visually, the 1992 D Lincoln penny follows the classic design that American coin collectors have come to recognize over the decades. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a profile portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image has appeared on the penny since 1909 and remains one of the most enduring images on U.S. currency. The reverse, or back, of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. On either side of the coin's reverse, inscriptions read "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," while below the memorial is the denomination spelled out as 1 cent. A crucial element for collectors is the mint mark, the small letter D, located just below the date on the obverse side, indicating that the coin was produced in Denver. At first glance, the 1992 D penny may appear uniform and identical to countless others minted in the same year. But upon closer examination, subtle variations begin to emerge, leading to one of the most intriguing aspects of this coin story. Among the most exciting discoveries in the world of 1992 D pennies is the existence of what collectors call the close AM variety. This refers to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America. On the reverse side of the coin, most 1992 D pennies have a wide space between these two letters, a detail so small it's barely noticeable without magnification. But a rare few feature these letters almost touching or extremely close together. This close spacing was initially a feature reserved for proof coins, specially struck coins meant for collectors, using different dies than regular circulation coins. Somehow, this proof reverse die was mistakenly used at the Denver Mint during business strikes, creating a small number of error coins with the close AM variety. The close AM error is incredibly rare. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and their scarcity has made them highly coveted among coin collectors. It's a reminder that even in large-scale production runs, mistakes happen, and those mistakes can create extraordinary value. Given the estimated billions of 1992 D pennies minted, most coins from this year and mint mark are common and hold little more than their face value. However, the close AM variety breaks this mold entirely. The rarity of the close AM variety is one of the defining factors that elevate its collectability. With so few specimens known to exist, these coins are a prized find for collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents or modern coin errors. Another important factor affecting the rarity and value is the coin's condition. Like most circulating coins, many 1992 D pennies show signs of wear from years of use. A close AM penny in circulated condition still carries value, but far less than one preserved in pristine mint state condition. professional grading services have authenticated and graded some of these rare pennies, confirming their significance and driving demand. The higher the grade and I appeal, the greater the price a close AM penny can command. So, what does this mean for collectors or anyone holding a 1992 D Lincoln cent in their pocket in 2025? For the vast majority of 1992 D pennies without the close AM variety, the value remains modest. Circulated coins are worth face value, while uncirculated examples might fetch between a few cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. However, the 1992 D close AM penny stands in a completely different league. As of 2025, these rare coins are among the most valuable modern Lincoln cent varieties. Graded close AM pennies in top condition have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. This demand is fueled by both the rarity of the error and the broader interest in modern coin varieties, which have gained significant traction among collectors in recent years. The market has shown strong support for high-quality specimens, with auctions attracting competitive bids from serious collectors and investors alike. Even circulated close AM pennies, if properly authenticated, can command thousands, making them one of the most lucrative finds in modern U.S. coinage. If you want to explore your coin collection or rolls of pennies for a potential 1992 D close AM, it pays to know what to look for. First, you'll need a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Turn the penny to the reverse side and look closely at the word America. On most coins, there is a noticeable gap between the letters A and M. On a close AM penny, these two letters are nearly touching or have a very narrow gap. Additionally, the placement of other elements on the coin, such as the initials of the designer near the bottom of the Lincoln Memorial, can help confirm the variety. Because the differences are subtle and require careful inspection, if you suspect you have found a close AM variety, it's highly recommended to have the coin professionally examined and graded. This not only confirms authenticity but also establishes market value. In the grand scheme of U.S. coinage, the 1992 D penny may seem minor compared to historic rarities or precious metal coins. Yet, its story embodies many things collectors love about coins: history, artistry, mystery, and the thrill of discovery. This coin serves as a reminder that even coins minted in enormous quantities can harbor rare surprises. For everyday Americans, the penny has often been overlooked as nearly worthless, but for collectors, the 1992 D close AM penny represents an exciting intersection of modern production and rarity. As we move further into the 21st century, with digital currencies on the rise and the penny's future debated, coins like the 1992 D remind us of the tangible connection to history and the potential value in what might seem ordinary. The 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, its history, the nuances that make it stand out, the rare errors connected with it, its rarity compared to other Lincoln cents, and importantly, what it's actually worth in 2025. Whether you're a casual collector or someone who just found this penny in your change, you'll want to hear this full breakdown. The Lincoln cent, first issued in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, breaking away from traditional designs that had allegorical figures or symbolic imagery. This coin quickly became an American staple, produced continuously for over a century. By the time we reached 1993, the Lincoln penny had been in circulation for 84 years. Throughout that time, the design had evolved. The original 1909 penny showed Lincoln's profile on the obverse and two wheat ears on the reverse. In 1959, the reverse was changed to depict the Lincoln Memorial, a design that continued through the 1993 coin. The 1993 penny was composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a composition that had been in place since 1982. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of these pennies, and since Philadelphia coins traditionally bear no mint mark, it was normal to see 1993 pennies without one. However, what made some 1993 no-mint mark pennies interesting were the slight variations and minting errors that occasionally occurred, sparking collector interest. It's crucial to understand the mint mark system in U.S. coinage to fully grasp the significance of a 1993 penny with no mint mark. Mint marks are small letters on coins that indicate where the coin was produced. For pennies, the two primary mint facilities are Philadelphia and Denver. Typically, Denver coins carry a D mint mark, while Philadelphia pennies traditionally have no mint mark at all. Starting in 2017, Philadelphia began adding a P mint mark to pennies, but in 1993, this practice was not in effect. Therefore, the absence of a mint mark on a 1993 penny generally means it was struck in Philadelphia and is completely normal. This means that in terms of mint mark alone, a 1993 penny with no mint mark is not rare or unusual. However, within that large batch, certain varieties and errors have surfaced that make some examples highly collectible. Though the standard 1993 no mint mark penny is common, there are several notable varieties and errors that make particular specimens stand out. One of the most well-known varieties is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment or duplication of the design elements, resulting in visible doubling on parts of the coin such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." Double die errors are especially attractive to collectors because they represent a physical flaw in the minting process that is limited in quantity. For 1993 pennies, a double die obverse is not widespread but is well documented in numismatic circles and can substantially increase a coin's value. Another important variety is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin blank, called a planchet, is not properly centered when it is struck by the die. The result is a coin that appears cropped, with parts of the design missing. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially when the date and key features are still visible. Other minting errors that have been found in 1993 pennies include clipped planchets, coins missing a portion of their edge due to a flaw in the metal strip, broad strikes, coins struck without the retaining collar, resulting in a flattened and expanded coin, die cracks and die chips, small raised lines or bumps caused by imperfections in the die. These errors are typically accidental and rare enough to attract attention from collectors who seek to add unique examples to their collections. When discussing rarity, it's important to consider production volumes. In 1993, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies, making this year's coinage one of the most produced. Specifically, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 4 billion pennies that year, while the Denver Mint produced around 1.3 billion. Such huge production means that most 1993 pennies are widely available and relatively common. However, error coins and special varieties represent only a tiny fraction of this massive production run. Double die pennies or off-center strikes from 1993 are therefore comparatively scarce. Their exact numbers are difficult to determine because errors are not systematically recorded like standard production figures. For collectors, the rarity of an error coin is linked both to its scarcity and to its desirability. The 1993 no mint mark pennies with significant errors fall into a niche category, not extremely rare but rare enough to command interest and higher prices than the typical penny. A critical factor influencing the value of any coin is its condition, often assessed through grading. Coins in circulated condition, that is, coins that have been used in everyday commerce, often have wear, scratches, and loss of luster, reducing their value. Most 1993 pennies you'll find fall into this category and remain worth face value or just slightly above. Uncirculated coins, however, especially those graded by professional services as MS-65 or higher, possess full detail, original color, and excellent eye appeal. These coins are highly prized because they show what the coin looked like straight from the mint. Error coins graded at high levels become particularly valuable. For example, a 1993 double die obverse penny graded MS-66 or better can fetch several $100s, depending on market demand. Collectors often pay a premium for coins that combine rarity, error, and excellent condition, a perfect storm of factors that can transform a 1-cent coin into a collectible treasure. Now, let's get into the current market values for the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny in 2025. Standard circulated pennies are worth essentially their face value. 1 cent. Uncirculated examples without error or variety might be valued between 25 cents and a few dollars, depending on grade and eye appeal. Mint state coins graded MS-65 to MS-67 typically sell in the range of $5 to $1.50. Red and red-brown coins in high grade can command prices closer to $100 or more, since the original copper color is highly sought after. Double die obverse varieties are where the big jumps happen. Verified examples can range from $100 to $300, sometimes more if in superior grade. Off-center strikes or other error coins with strong visual appeal typically fetch between $50 and $250. Exceptional examples that combine rarity, error, and condition may even approach or exceed $500 in private sales or specialty auctions. It's worth noting that coin values fluctuate over time due to collector interest, precious metal market trends, and economic factors. However, modern errors like those from 1993 have steadily grown in popularity, particularly as more collectors focus on modern minting varieties. If you believe you own a valuable 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, the first step is to carefully examine it under magnification. Look for unusual doubling, off-center strikes, or abnormalities in shape or texture. Next, avoid cleaning or altering the coin, as this can reduce its value drastically. Keep it stored in a safe, dry place. To maximize value, consider submitting your coin to a professional grading service, which provides an official grade and authentication that buyers trust. Selling can be done via online auction sites, coin shows, or reputable coin dealers. Always research recent sales of similar coins to understand the market and set a realistic price. In summary, the 1993 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is a fascinating example of modern coinage that can be either an everyday collectible or a rare, valuable error coin depending on its characteristics. While most 1993 pennies are common and worth only face value, those with double die errors, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies can be highly desirable and valuable in today's 2025 market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just curious about coins, this penny reminds us that even the smallest pieces of metal can hold big stories and potentially surprising value. The 1994 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it may seem like just another penny, this small coin carries a surprisingly rich story, nuanced rarity, and, depending on its condition and variations, a value that far exceeds its humble denomination. Join me as we explore its historical background, uncover what makes certain 1994 no-mint mark pennies rare and sought after, and discuss their current market value in 2025. Whether you are a collector, investor, or simply a curious history buff, this comprehensive examination will provide everything you need to know about this fascinating piece of American currency. To truly appreciate the 1994 Lincoln penny, we must first understand the legacy of the Lincoln cent itself. The 1-cent coin bearing Abraham Lincoln's image was introduced in 1909, marking a watershed moment in American coinage. For the first time, a U.S. president was immortalized on the nation's currency, breaking away from the previous tradition of using allegorical figures or symbolic designs. Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, symbolized the ideals of unity, freedom, and perseverance that defined the American spirit. Over the decades, this penny became the most circulated and recognizable coin in the United States. While many might assume that modern pennies, especially those minted in the 1990s, are all but worthless, the truth is more nuanced. Certain years, mint marks, and minting errors create layers of rarity and value that attract serious collectors. The 1994 no-mint mark penny is one such example. In 1994, the United States Mint produced pennies at two primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Typically, coins minted in Denver carry a small D mint mark beneath the date, while those from Philadelphia usually have no mint mark at all. The 1994 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, therefore, indicates a Philadelphia origin. On the surface, this might seem mundane given the sheer volume produced that year. Over 6 billion pennies were minted across both facilities, but what distinguishes the 1994 no-mint mark penny is not its overall mintage, but rather its particular features, condition, and the occasional minting errors that can transform an everyday coin into a valuable collectible. Rarity in coin collecting is often misunderstood as simply meaning few in number. While this can be true, rarity is much more complex, involving not just quantity but condition, eye appeal, and unique variations that may have occurred during the minting process. In the case of the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, billions were made, so basic scarcity is not the issue. However, the rarity arises when we consider the population of coins preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, and the subset of those that exhibit errors or unusual characteristics. Uncirculated 1994 no-mint mark pennies, especially those graded MS65 and above, are far less common than the millions of pennies worn by daily use. These high-grade examples have escaped the wear and tear of everyday circulation, maintaining their original luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces. Collectors prize such coins because they represent the best quality specimens of that year and mint point. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the hunt for mint errors, small mistakes made during production that create unique, often one-of-a-kind coins. For the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, a variety of errors have been documented, ranging from double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, to misplaced or missing design elements. A double die occurs when the coin's design is accidentally impressed twice, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled. On the 1994 penny, this can manifest as a double date or lettering on the obverse side. Off-center strikes happen when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned during striking, resulting in a portion of the design being cut off or missing entirely. These errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially when combined with a high-grade. Die cracks, small fissures in the minting die, leave raised lines or imperfections on the coin's surface. While often subtle, pronounced die cracks are sought after by collectors who specialize in error coins. And no matter how rare or interesting a coin's history or errors may be, condition remains the paramount factor in determining its market value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless, perfect specimen. In the case of the 1994 no-mint mark penny, circulated coins that show signs of wear are typically only worth their face value or a small premium. However, uncirculated examples graded MS65 and above, which exhibit minimal contact marks, full mint luster, and sharp details, can command significant premiums. An MS67 graded 1994 no-mint mark penny, especially one that exhibits exceptional eye appeal and strong strike quality, is a prized item among collectors. Moving into 2025, the market for 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies remains strong, particularly for coins that are uncirculated or possess unique minting errors. Circulated 1994 pennies without mint marks generally retain value at or near face value. However, high-grade uncirculated coins typically sell for anywhere between $15 and $50, depending on the exact grade and condition. Coins graded MS66 can fetch upwards of $75 to $125, while the rare MS67 specimens often bring prices ranging from $200 to $500 or more at auction. Error coins can exceed these values dramatically. For example, a dramatic off-center strike or a double die obverse on a 1994 no-mint mark penny can sell for over $1,000 if verified and authenticated by a reputable grading service. Collectors and investors alike are keenly aware that as time progresses and coins continue to leave circulation, these high-grade and error varieties will become even scarcer and more valuable. If you suspect you have a valuable 1994 no-mint mark penny, start by carefully examining the coin under magnification. Look for sharpness in the date and lettering, the presence or absence of doubling, and any unusual marks or die cracks. Coins with vibrant copper color, minimal blemishes, and well-defined details are your best candidates for higher value. Avoid cleaning your coin, as improper cleaning can reduce value. Instead, consider submitting it to a professional coin grading service to get an official grade and authentication. Proper storage is equally important. Use acid-free holders or coin slabs to prevent damage from moisture, air, or handling. Beyond monetary value, the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny connects us to the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the rich history of U.S. coinage, and the fascinating world of numismatics. It reminds us that even the most common objects can hold stories and surprises, encouraging curiosity, research, and careful appreciation, whether you are an experienced collector or simply intrigued by the history behind. Everyday coins, the 1994 no-mint mark penny offers a compelling glimpse into the past, and a potential opportunity for financial reward in the present. The 1995 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the story behind this coin, uncover its historical background, explain why collectors find it so interesting, discuss its rarity, and finally reveal what it could be worth in the coin market of 2025. Whether you're a seasoned collector or simply curious about what might be hiding in your spare change, this video will provide you with all the information you need. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was revolutionary at the time because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and not just symbolic imagery. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most enduring in American coinage. Fast forward to 1995, the penny design was still firmly rooted in the 1959 Lincoln Memorial reverse, featuring the image of the Lincoln Memorial on the back. The obverse remained Brenner's classic portrait. The penny remained one of the most commonly circulated coins in the United States, used daily in transactions by millions. In 1995, pennies were produced primarily at two mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver Mint coins carry a D mint mark, typically located just below the date on the front side of the coin. Philadelphia Mint pennies, on the other hand, were produced without a mint mark. This absence of a mint mark is standard practice for the Philadelphia Mint's 1-cent coins during this time period. It doesn't necessarily indicate rarity or error on its own. However, it sets the stage for what makes certain 1995 pennies so highly collectible. The no mint mark 1995 penny is simply a Philadelphia Mint strike, which accounted for billions of coins that year. So, on its own, it's extremely common. But there's a twist. A special variety exists among these coins that collectors prize above all others. When coins are struck, the design on the dies must be perfectly aligned and transferred with precision. Occasionally, errors occur during the die-making process. A double die occurs when the die receives a second impression that is slightly misaligned with the first, resulting in doubled or duplicated images on the coin's surface. On the 1995 penny, this doubling is most apparent on the inscriptions on the obverse side. Key words such as "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1995 itself exhibit noticeable doubling. This is not a faint or subtle doubling. It is prominent and can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification. This double die error dramatically changes the coin's status. What would otherwise be a common penny suddenly becomes a highly sought-after collectible. Unlike the extremely rare and famous double dies of the past, the 1995 double die was produced in relatively large numbers, estimated to be in the tens of thousands. While that number might seem large, it's actually very small compared to the total number of pennies struck that year, which reached into the billions. Many of these error coins were discovered and removed from circulation quickly by attentive collectors and dealers. But many more slipped into general circulation, making it possible for today's collectors or casual coin hunters to find them by chance. Because of this limited distribution and the relatively large number produced compared to older rarities, the 1995 double die is often considered a moderately rare but highly desirable modern era coin. If your 1995 penny does not have the doubling, its value is essentially face value, 1 cent, regardless of condition. These coins are extremely common. If you do have the double die variety, the value depends heavily on condition. In circulated grades, which means coins showing visible wear and tear, the double die can be worth between $20 and $50. The doubling must be clear and easily visible for this premium to apply. For coins in uncirculated condition, those with no signs of wear and strong mint luster, values rise significantly. Mid-grade uncirculated examples, such as mint state 63 or 64, can fetch prices in the range of $70 to $120. Higher mint state grades, especially those graded MS65 or above by professional coin grading services, can command several $100s. Some of the most pristine examples, particularly those graded MS67 or MS68 and certified as genuine double die pennies, have been known to sell for upwards of $1,000. The 2025 market continues to show strong interest in modern era coins, driven by both seasoned collectors and newcomers seeking affordable entry points into numismatics. First, you'll need a good magnifying tool, such as a jeweler's loupe with 10x magnification or a quality microscope. Examine the front side of your 1995 penny carefully. Look closely at the inscriptions. Liberty, on the left, "In God We Trust" at the top, and the date, 1995, on the right. On a double-die penny, these letters and numbers will appear doubled, as if they have been stamped twice slightly off alignment. This doubling is distinct and generally obvious that if you believe you have found a double die, the next step is to have the coin professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable third-party grading service. Authentication confirms the coin's legitimacy and condition, and grading assigns it an official grade, both of which are essential when buying, selling, or insuring the coin. Professional grading can significantly enhance your coin's market value and increase buyer confidence. To wrap up, the 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a fascinating example of how even modern coins can hold hidden value. While the vast majority of these pennies are common and worth only a cent, the double-die obverse variety stands out as a rare and valuable error. With millions of coins struck that year, the opportunity to find one of these error coins remains possible, making it an exciting challenge for collectors and coin enthusiasts. If you happen to find one, or already have one tucked away in your collection, understanding its rarity and value can unlock new possibilities. Remember, condition is critical. The better the grade, the higher the potential value, and if you don't have one, don't be discouraged. Coin collecting is about the journey as much as the destination. Every coin tells a story, and the 1995 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny with a double-die error is a perfect example of the unexpected treasures waiting to be discovered in everyday objects. The 1997 D. Lincoln cent. At first glance, this coin may appear to be just another penny, an everyday piece of metal we pass by without a second thought. But look closer, and you'll find there's much more to this humble coin than meets the eye. We will explore the rich history behind the 1997 D penny, its unique features, the reasons collectors seek it out, its rarity factors, and ultimately, what it's worth in today's market in 2025. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or simply curious about the potential hidden value in your pocket change, this video will provide you with a comprehensive understanding of the 1997 D. Lincoln cent. Let's begin by setting the historical stage. The Lincoln cent is one of the most enduring and recognizable coins in American history. Introduced in 1909, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president, Abraham Lincoln, and has been in continuous production ever since. Over the decades, the coin's design has evolved, but the image of Lincoln has remained a constant symbol of American heritage. By the year 1997, the penny featured the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The obverse, or front, continued to display the profile of Lincoln, originally created by Victor David Brenner more than 80 years earlier. The mint mark D on this coin indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the three primary facilities responsible for striking circulating coins in the United States. In terms of sheer numbers, the 1997 D penny was produced in staggering quantities. Over 4.5 billion coins were minted at Denver alone that year, making it one of the most common pennies in circulation from that period. This initially suggests rarity would be an unlikely factor in determining its value. However, as we will soon discover, rarity is not always simply about mintage numbers. In numismatics, rarity is a nuanced concept. While the 1997 D penny is common in everyday circulation, the condition of individual coins varies dramatically. Most pennies in circulation show signs of wear, dirt, and discoloration, reducing their value to little more than their face value, yet, a small fraction of these coins were saved immediately after minting and have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins exhibit full mint luster, sharp strike details, and no surface marks or blemishes. They are referred to as mint state coins, and their value increases exponentially with the quality of preservation. Mint state coins are graded on a scale from 60 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A mint state 67 or 68 coin from 1997 D is extraordinarily rare because the vast majority of pennies do not survive decades without some form of wear or damage. Collectors prize these high-grade coins because they represent the coin as it left the mint, with all original features intact. In today's market, the premium placed on these near-perfect coins is significant. A 1997 D penny graded MS67 or higher can fetch anywhere from $100 to several $100, depending on demand and auction conditions. This is a remarkable increase from its face value of 1 cent beyond condition. Another critical factor that can elevate the value of a 1997 D penny is the presence of minting errors or varieties. The U.S. Mint produces millions of coins each day, and the speed and volume sometimes lead to mistakes, creating unique coins that are highly sought after by collectors. One of the most notable categories of errors are double die coins. These occur when the coin's design is stamped twice, slightly misaligned, resulting in doubled images on the date, lettering, or other design elements. While double die errors are more commonly associated with pennies from earlier years, subtle varieties have been discovered on some 1997 D pennies, making them interesting anomalies in a sea of uniform coins. Other common errors include off-center strikes, where the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, resulting in an incomplete design on one side. If the date and mint mark remain visible on an off-center 1997 D penny, this coin can command prices significantly above its standard value, often ranging from $25 to over $100. Additionally, clipped planchets, coins that have portions missing due to imperfections in the blanking process, and struck-through errors, where foreign materials interfere with the coin's surface during striking, are examples of mistakes that create unique collectibles. Each of these errors adds a layer of rarity and desirability, increasing the potential worth of the coin far beyond what a normal 1997 D Lincoln cent might achieve. Now, turning to the present day, 2025. The coin collecting community is more vibrant than ever. With access to online marketplaces and social media, collectors and investors can quickly identify trends and connect with others who share their passion. Demand for modern coins, such as the 1997 D Lincoln cent, continues to grow. This is partly due to affordability. Unlike rare coins from the 19th or early 20th centuries, these coins are within reach of casual collectors. At the same time, the quest for coins in superior condition or with interesting errors drives prices upward. Today, a certified mint state 67 or 68 1997 D Lincoln cent can easily sell for several $100s at auction. Coins exhibiting distinctive errors may command prices well above that range, especially if they are visually striking and well documented. For collectors, this makes the 1997 D penny an attractive target for investment, combining accessibility with the potential for substantial appreciation in value. If you are interested in searching for a valuable 1997 D penny, here are a few tips. First, closely examine your pennies for sharp details, bright surfaces, and the absence of wear. Look for a strong red coloration, which indicates a coin has retained much of its original copper luster. Next, check the date and mint mark for any signs of doubling or unusual features. Error coins can often be spotted by irregularities in the design or alignment. If you believe you have found a coin of value, the next step is professional grading and authentication. Reputable grading services evaluate the coin's condition, verify any errors, and assign a standardized grade. This certification is essential for maximizing resale value and assuring buyers of authenticity. Proper preservation is also crucial. Coins should be stored in protective holders, away from moisture, heat, and contaminants that can degrade their surfaces. In conclusion, the 1997 D Lincoln cent offers an intriguing glimpse into the world of modern coin collecting. Despite its massive mintage and everyday presence, this coin holds hidden value in its condition and rarities. From perfectly preserved mint state examples to eye-catching mint errors, these pennies prove that even the most ordinary coins can become extraordinary collectibles. As the market continues to evolve in 2025, the demand for high-grade and error 1997 D pennies is expected to remain strong, making now an excellent time to explore your coin collections or the coins you encounter daily. The 2011 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector, an investor, or simply someone intrigued by the subtle stories behind everyday coins, this video will provide you with an extensive understanding of this particular penny, its origin, historical significance, rarity, how much it's worth today in 2025, and what makes it stand out in the vast world of numismatics. The Lincoln cent has been an enduring symbol in American coinage ever since its debut in 1909. Created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness, a bold departure from traditional allegorical figures. The image of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most recognizable and enduring portraits in U.S. coin history. Over more than a century, the penny has seen numerous design changes, minting methods, and material compositions. By 2011, the penny was firmly established as a staple of American currency, commonly found in circulation but also carefully collected by numismatists. The 2011 Lincoln cent features the Union shield on the reverse, a design symbolizing the unity of the United States, reflecting Lincoln's efforts to preserve the nation during the Civil War. The 2011 no-mint mark penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the original and oldest mint facility in the United States. Traditionally, pennies minted in Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark, which distinguishes them from coins produced in Denver or San Francisco, where mint marks D and S appear respectively. In 2011, the Philadelphia Mint produced an enormous number of pennies, over 2 billion, with no mint mark. Because of this vast production, the coin itself is not considered rare in its circulated form. However, rarity in coin collecting is often a nuanced concept that depends on condition, errors, and variations rather than just mintage numbers. The 2011 Lincoln penny measures 19.05 mm in diameter and weighs 2.5 grams. Unlike earlier pennies made mostly from copper, modern pennies since 1982 are primarily composed of zinc with a thin copper plating. Specifically, the 2011 penny consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. This change was largely driven by rising copper prices and the need for cost efficiency in coin production. The obverse retains the classic Lincoln portrait, with inscriptions indicating the year of minting, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the word "Liberty." The reverse, introduced in 2010 and continuing through 2018, displays the Union shield. The shield has 13 vertical stripes representing the original states, crossed by a horizontal bar symbolizing Congress. This imagery powerfully ties the penny to the ideals of unity and strength. Given the staggering volume minted, the 2011 no-mint mark penny is one of the most common Lincoln cents found in circulation today. Most of these coins have passed through countless hands, subjected to wear, damage, and everyday use. As a result, the majority of 2011 pennies in the market today hold only their face value of 1 cent. However, within this mass of pennies, there exist rare finds. Coins that have been preserved in pristine, mint-condition states or those bearing production errors can carry significant premiums. Understanding these nuances is crucial for anyone interested in assessing the true worth of a 2011 no-mint mark penny. In the coin collecting world, condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state, with numerical grades like MS65, MS67, or even higher reserved for coins in exceptional condition. For the 2011 no-mint mark penny, the difference between a worn, circulated coin and a perfect uncirculated specimen can translate into a substantial difference in value. Circulated coins. The vast majority of 2011 pennies fall into this category. They exhibit varying degrees of wear and tear and typically trade at face value, rarely fetching more than a few cents on the collector's market. Uncirculated coins. These coins have never been used in commerce and retain their original luster and detail. Uncirculated 2011 no-mint mark pennies can be valued at several times face value, often selling for anywhere from 10 cents to a few dollars depending on quality and demand. High-grade mint state coins. Coins graded MS67 and above are exceptionally rare for the 2011 no-mint mark penny. These specimens show no visible flaws to the naked eye and possess a brilliant red color. When professionally certified, such coins can command prices in the hundreds of dollars, sometimes more if the coin exhibits perfect strike and eye appeal. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting Lincoln cents lies in the discovery of error coins. The 2011 no-mint mark penny has a small number of known error varieties that collectors avidly seek. These include die errors, such as double dies where the images appear double due to a misalignment during minting, planchet errors, where the metal blank used for the coin is defective or improperly formed, strike errors, including off-center strikes or coins that are struck multiple times. These errors are quite rare, and when found in high condition, they can dramatically increase a coin's value, often reaching into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and type. Of error.as of 2025, the market for 2011 no-mint mark Lincoln cents remains stable but nuanced. The everyday circulated pennies remain nearly worthless beyond their face value, but interest in high-grade and error specimens continues to grow. This interest is fueled by a few important developments: discontinuation of the penny. The U.S. Treasury announced plans to cease penny production in 2025, making the last few years of penny minting a limited edition in a practical sense. This decision has sparked increased interest among collectors, as these last pennies mark the end of an era. Collectible appeal: with the coin no longer being minted after 2025, uncirculated and error pennies from recent years have become the new frontier for collectors focusing on modern coins. Condition sensitivity: collectors are more discerning, seeking coins with sharp details, original color, and certified grading to ensure authenticity and maximize resale value. Taking all of this into account, here is a general valuation guide for the 2011 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in 2025, circulated condition, face value to about 1 cent, with minor premiums for coins in exceptional condition, uncirculated, MS60 to MS64 10 to 30 cents on average. High-grade uncirculated, MS65 and above $50 to $300. Depending on appeal and certification, certified mint state 67 plus coins, potentially $300 to $600 or more in rare cases. Error coins can range from $100 up to several $1,000s. Depending on the rarity and type of error, you might wonder why collectors still focus on pennies as common as this one. The answer lies in the rich history encapsulated in every coin, the story of American resilience and unity, and the thrill of uncovering hidden value in an everyday object. The 2011 penny marks a significant chapter as one of the last produced before the penny's retirement. It is a tangible piece of American history, reflecting modern minting technology, artistic design, and economic considerations. For collectors, owning such coins connects them to the broader narrative of the country and its currency. The 2011 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, despite its commonality in everyday use, holds a fascinating place in numismatic circles. While millions exist in circulated form, the coin's true value lies in those that have been preserved in exceptional condition or carry intriguing mint errors. In 2025, as the penny faces an uncertain future, collectors and investors are paying closer attention to these coins. Whether you hold a single 2011 penny or a collection of modern Lincoln cents, understanding their history, condition, and market trends empowers you to appreciate their worth beyond mere face value. The 2014 D. Lincoln Shield 1-cent penny. Though it may seem like just another penny at first glance, this coin holds a unique place in the history of U.S. coinage, and today, we will explore its story, rarity, and value in the current 2025 market. The Abraham Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, has become the longest-running design in American coinage history. For over a century, the penny has undergone various subtle changes, but the face of Lincoln has remained a constant symbol of American heritage and unity. In 2010, the United States Mint made a significant change to the penny's reverse design. The familiar wheat ears of the original Lincoln wheat penny were replaced with a design known as the Union Shield. This shield design represents the strength and unity of the nation, with 13 vertical stripes symbolizing the original states, bound together by a horizontal bar bearing the inscription E Pluribus Unum. The 2014 D. Lincoln Shield penny was struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D. Mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. The Denver Mint is one of the primary facilities responsible for producing United States coinage and is known for its high-volume output. In 2014, the Denver Mint produced over 4 billion Lincoln Shield pennies, making this coin one of the most commonly minted coins in recent years. Its sheer volume means the average 2014 D penny is extremely common, widely available in pocket change and circulation. Despite the high mintage numbers, the value and rarity of the 2014 D. Lincoln Shield penny are influenced largely by the condition and quality of the individual coin. Circulated pennies from 2014 D, those that have spent time in pockets and cash registers, are generally worth just their face value, 1 cent. However, uncirculated pennies, coins that have never been used in everyday transactions and retain their original mint luster, can command modest premiums. These coins, especially those graded in the mint state category, such as MS-65 or higher, attract the attention of collectors looking for well-preserved examples of modern coinage. An important factor that can significantly increase the value of a 2014 D penny is the presence of minting errors or varieties. Coins with die errors, such as doubling, die clashes, or off-center strikes, can be rare and sought after by collectors. While no major famous error is widely known specifically for the 2014 D Lincoln Shield penny, occasional finds of minor errors can be valuable. These error coins are typically discovered by collectors who carefully examine their pennies under magnification and submit them for grading and authentication. Grading plays a critical role in determining the worth of any coin. Professional grading services assign a numerical grade based on the coin's condition, luster, strike, and absence of wear or damage. A 2014 D penny graded MS-65 or higher can fetch between 10 and 30 cents on the collector market. However, coins that achieve exceptionally high grades, such as MS-67 or above, especially with pristine surfaces and strong eye appeal, can command prices reaching a few dollars. In rare cases where a 2014 D penny features a confirmed mint error or exceptional grade, the value can jump significantly. Collectors pay premiums for coins that stand out, making them worthwhile investments for numismatists who specialize in modern Lincoln cents. To summarize, the 2014 D Lincoln Shield penny is not typically a high-value coin given its massive production, but condition, grading, and rare minting errors can elevate its worth. In 2025, the market for this coin remains steady, with circulated pennies holding their face value, and high-grade uncirculated coins commanding modest premiums. Rare error coins, while uncommon, have the potential to bring in several $100s or more depending on their uniqueness and collector demand. So, if you come across a 2014 D Lincoln Shield penny, don't overlook it. While most are just everyday coins, some may hold hidden value, especially if they are in pristine condition or bear unusual minting characteristics. If you're serious about exploring the potential of your coin collection, consider having your pennies professionally graded. Connecting with fellow collectors and staying informed about the market can also help you discover coins worth more than their face value. The 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it actually represents a very special moment in the long and storied history of the Lincoln cent. Over the next several minutes, we will explore everything you need to know about this coin, from its historical significance and production details to its rarity, collectability, and current market value as of 2025. So whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone just curious about what makes coins valuable, you're in the right place. Let's get started. The story of the Lincoln cent began over a century ago, when the United States Mint introduced the coin in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln penny has become the longest-running design in U.S. coinage, with numerous variations over the decades. For more than 100 years, pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint famously bore no mint mark. This was a well-known tradition. Coins struck at Philadelphia simply carried no letter to identify the mint, while those made at Denver or San Francisco were marked with a D or S respectively. However, in 2017, the United States Mint made a historic decision that broke this century-old tradition. To commemorate the 225th anniversary of the U.S. Mint itself, Philadelphia Mint pennies were struck with the P Mint mark for the very first time on a Lincoln cent. This made the 2017 P Lincoln penny the first of its kind in over a century, the first regularly circulated penny from Philadelphia to bear the P Mint mark. This was not just a simple design tweak, it was a bold statement celebrating the Mint's long history and an acknowledgement of its Philadelphia origins. For collectors, this small letter, P, suddenly transformed an everyday coin into a piece of numismatic history. Let's talk numbers. The U.S. Mint produced an astounding quantity of these pennies. Estimates suggest that over 4.3 billion 2017 P Lincoln cents were struck, flooding circulation and making them one of the most common Lincoln pennies ever minted. Despite the massive production, the addition of the P mint mark was an unprecedented event that elevated this coin beyond mere circulation currency. The coin's obverse retained the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has graced the penny since its inception. The reverse featured the traditional Union shield design, introduced in 2010 to symbolize unity and strength. The P mint mark is clearly visible on the obverse, located near the date, distinguishing it from any other Lincoln penny before or after. From a physical perspective, the coin measures 19.05 mm in diameter and is composed of copper-plated zinc, 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper coating, a composition that has been standard since 1982. The 2017 P Lincoln cent exhibits the familiar reddish bronze color when fresh, but like all pennies, it can vary depending on exposure and wear. At first glance, one might assume that a coin with billions minted could not be rare. And in terms of sheer numbers, that is absolutely true. The 2017 P penny is not rare in the traditional sense of scarcity. However, rarity in coin collecting is not only about production volume. It is also about context, uniqueness, and condition. The 2017 P penny's rarity stems from its historic significance as the first Philadelphia mint-marked penny ever released to circulation. This singular characteristic makes it a highly sought-after coin for collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents or U.S. mint milestones. Furthermore, coins in mint state condition, those that are uncirculated or show virtually no wear, become far more valuable. Within mint state coins, those graded MS65, MS66, or even higher by professional grading services are particularly desirable. Such coins are much harder to find given that the majority of pennies from circulation show wear and tear. Additionally, color varieties can affect collectability. Pennies with full original red luster, RD designation, are prized since they retain the copper's bright reddish tone, unlike the more common brownish coins caused by oxidation. A 2017 P penny with full red color and a high mint state grade can command significantly higher prices than a worn, circulated example. Now let's discuss the all-important question: what is the 2017 P Lincoln penny worth today, in 2025? In typical circulated condition, this penny holds face value, 1 cent. Given the vast numbers minted, it is not uncommon to find these coins in pocket change or coin rolls. However, the story changes when we look at high-grade, uncirculated coins. Collectors seeking to own this historic piece in pristine condition are willing to pay premiums. In 2025, a 2017 P penny graded MS65 by a reputable grading service often sells for around $3 to $5, though prices can fluctuate based on market demand. Coins graded MS66 or MS67 command even higher prices, sometimes exceeding $10, especially if they maintain full red color and excellent eye appeal. Coins with exceptional quality and pristine luster, sometimes designated as gem or choice by graders, can fetch premium prices among specialized collectors. These coins may be featured in auctions or private sales, sometimes reaching prices beyond typical market ranges. It's important to note that the market for such coins is influenced by factors like collector interest, economic conditions, and availability of certified coins. As 2017 P pennies age and more are lost or damaged, pristine examples could become scarcer, potentially increasing their value over time. Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, it represents a milestone, the only time in over a century that Philadelphia pennies carried a mint mark. Second, it connects collectors to the deep history of the U.S. Mint and Abraham Lincoln's legacy on American coinage. Third, as a relatively modern coin with a documented historic twist, it bridges the gap between modern collecting and classical numismatics. Lastly, it's an affordable entry point for new collectors who want a meaningful coin without breaking the bank. Its widespread availability ensures everyone can find one, but only those who seek quality will truly unlock its potential value. To sum up, the 2017 P Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny is a remarkable coin that tells a unique story about America's minting history and the evolution of one of its most iconic coins. Though not rare by production volume, its historical significance and the p mint mark's novelty create a special allure that transcends its face value. As we progress further into 2025 and beyond, the collectability and market value of this coin will continue to evolve. For anyone interested in American coinage, this penny offers a tangible piece of history, blending tradition with modernity. Whether you're adding to your collection, investing in numismatic assets, or simply appreciating the story behind everyday currency, the 2017 P. Lincoln cent is an essential coin to know. The 2018 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1 cent penny. While at first glance this coin may appear to be an everyday piece of pocket change, it holds a unique place in the ongoing story of the United States 1 cent coin, embodying rich historical significance, subtle numismatic interest, and intriguing market value trends that continue to evolve well into 2025. To truly appreciate the 2018 No Mint Mark penny, it's essential to understand its heritage. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was groundbreaking, the first time a U.S. circulating coin bore the image of a real person, rather than symbolic or allegorical figures. This represented a shift not only in design but in the cultural importance of the coin itself. From its inception, the Lincoln cent has undergone several design changes and minting variations, yet it has remained a consistent presence in American currency. The obverse has always featured Lincoln's likeness, but the reverse has changed multiple times, from the classic wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial and, starting in 2010, to the Union Shield. The Union Shield reverse, which the 2018 cent proudly displays, symbolizes Lincoln's preservation of the United States as one nation. Philadelphia, one of the oldest and most historically significant mints, traditionally struck pennies without a mint mark, distinguishing these coins from their counterparts produced in Denver or San Francisco. The absence of a mint mark on the 2018 cent clearly identifies it as a product of Philadelphia, adding to its identity within the numismatic community. Though over 4 billion 2018 Lincoln cents were produced across various mints, including Denver and Philadelphia, the No Mint Mark Philadelphia strike is particularly notable. While sheer numbers might suggest this coin is common, numismatics teaches us that rarity is not merely about quantity. Rarity often involves a nuanced combination of factors, including survival rates, condition, and collector demand. Most 2018 No Mint Mark pennies entered circulation and were used in everyday transactions, leading to wear and tear that diminishes their numismatic value. However, many high-grade examples were pulled from circulation by collectors, preserved in pristine mint state conditions that are much harder to find. Further, error coins or varieties from this year, such as slight dive variations, off-center strikes, or doubling, can significantly increase the rarity and desirability among specialized collectors. While these errors are not exclusive to the Philadelphia Mint or to No Mint Mark coins, their presence adds layers of intrigue and potential value. Condition is paramount when evaluating any coin's worth, and the 2018 Lincoln cent is no exception. The grading scale ranges from poor, with heavy wear and limited details, to mint state grades that reflect coins virtually untouched by circulation. Uncirculated coins graded MS65 or higher, characterized by sharp details, full luster, and minimal contact marks, are particularly sought after. Achieving these grades on a recent penny can be challenging given the high production volumes and typical handling. Grading services from professional numismatic organizations assess these coins meticulously, and collectors often pay premiums for certified high-grade pieces. On the other end of the spectrum, circulated 2018 No Mint Mark pennies generally retain face value unless an unusual error or variety is present. As we step into 2025, the market value for the 2018 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny remains modest yet nuanced. Most pennies from this year in circulated condition are worth their face value of 1 cent. However, high-grade uncirculated specimens and those with notable errors or varieties command prices that range from a few dollars up to $20 or more depending on rarity and demand. Factors influencing market value include coin condition, collector interest in recent-date Lincoln cents, and the broader context of the penny's future in American currency. The rising costs of penny production compared to their face value have led to ongoing debates about discontinuing the 1-cent coin, which impacts collector sentiment and demand. Collectors who assemble complete date and mint mark sets consider the 2018 no-mint mark penny essential, and their purchases help sustain a modest market for these coins. In recent years, discussions about the potential elimination of the penny have gained traction. Production costs have outpaced the coin's face value, raising questions about its continued viability in everyday commerce. In 2025, these debates have intensified, with some proposals suggesting a phase-out of the penny within the next decade. This development adds a layer of intrigue for collectors. Coins minted in the final years before the penny's potential retirement gain historical importance as markers of the end of an era. The 2018 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, therefore, represents not just a moment in time but a piece of numismatic history that might one day be viewed as part of the last generations of pennies ever struck for circulation. To sum up, the 2018 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that embodies a blend of rich historical context, everyday familiarity, and subtle numismatic interest. While not inherently rare by production numbers, it offers value to collectors through condition, minting nuances, and its place in the evolving narrative of American coinage. For collectors, focusing on acquiring high-grade specimens, seeking out rare varieties, and understanding the broader historical significance of these pennies can transform a simple coin into a meaningful collectible. In 2025, as the market continues to fluctuate, these pennies serve as a reminder of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy and the complex journey of the smallest denomination in American currency. The 2019 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Whether you're a beginner curious about coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this video will provide a comprehensive overview of this coin's historical significance, rarity, and its value in the current market as of 2025. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage for over a century. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than symbolic imagery. The obverse side showcases a dignified portrait of Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, which has remained largely unchanged in its essence throughout the decades. Fast forward to 2019, the Lincoln cent continued its legacy with the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse, paired with the Union Shield design on the reverse. The Union Shield, introduced in 2010, symbolizes national unity and strength. It consists of 13 vertical stripes representing the original states, bound together by a horizontal bar symbolizing Congress. Unlike previous years, the 2019 penny is particularly notable for the absence of a mint mark when produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This practice follows a long-standing tradition where Philadelphia pennies, unless otherwise specified, do not carry a mint mark. Consequently, when you hold a 2019 penny without a mint mark, it signifies that it was minted in Philadelphia. In 2019, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 primary facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced pennies without a mint mark, while Denver coins bore the D and San Francisco the S. It's estimated that billions of pennies were minted across these locations in that year alone. Despite this massive production, the 2019 no-mint mark penny does not stand out as rare based purely on the number of coins produced. However, it is essential to understand that rarity in coin collecting doesn't just hinge on production volume. Condition, errors, and historical context all contribute to a coin's rarity and desirability. What makes the 2019 no-mint mark penny an object of interest for many collectors is its place within the broader narrative of American coinage. The absence of a mint mark ties the coin to the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint in the nation, adding a subtle layer of historical importance. Additionally, in recent years, the U.S. Mint has been gradually reducing the production of pennies due to rising metal costs and shifting consumer behavior away from physical currency. This decline makes each year's pennies, including the 2019 no-mint mark variety, more noteworthy for future collectors. When assessing the value of the 2019 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, several factors come into play. Condition, grade. The most critical factor impacting a coin's value is its condition or grade. Coins range from circulated, showing wear and tear from use, to uncirculated, mint state, with pristine surfaces and sharp details. An uncirculated 2019 penny, especially one graded highly by professional grading services, can command prices above its face value. Errors and varieties. Coins with minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, tend to attract collectors' attention and can fetch premiums. For the 2019 no-mint mark penny, any unusual features can make it significantly more valuable. Certification. Coins that have been authenticated and graded by reputable professional services offer buyers assurance regarding authenticity and condition, often leading to higher market values. Demand and market trends. The coin collecting market is dynamic. The demand for Lincoln cents, especially recent years like 2019, can fluctuate based on collector interest and broader trends in numismatics. As of 2025, the average circulated 2019 no-mint mark penny typically holds its face value, 1 cent. However, this is the baseline. When you consider coins in uncirculated condition, particularly those graded MS65 and above, prices can increase notably, sometimes reaching a few dollars apiece. Moreover, coins exhibiting notable mint errors or those with exceptionally high grades can see values climb into double digits or more, depending on rarity and collector demand. While the 2019 no-mint mark penny is not among the rarest or most valuable coins in American numismatics, it offers a meaningful collecting opportunity, especially as penny production continues to dwindle. You might wonder why someone would invest time and money into a penny that seems so common. The answer lies in the appreciation of history, the art of coin design, and the thrill of collecting. The 2019 no-mint mark penny is a snapshot of a specific time in U.S. minting history, a moment when pennies were still widely produced but beginning to see a decline. For collectors, owning such coins is about preserving pieces of American heritage. Even coins that seem ordinary today can become valuable tomorrow, especially as interest grows and supplies in pristine condition become scarcer. If you're considering adding the 2019 no-mint mark penny to your collection, here are some tips. Seek out coins in the best possible condition. Uncirculated coins or those with minimal wear are preferred. Look for any anomalies or errors that can add uniqueness. Consider getting high-value specimens professionally graded for better marketability. Stay updated on market trends to know the right time to buy or sell. Store your pennies carefully to maintain their condition, ideally in protective holders away from moisture and excessive handling. The 2019 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American numismatic history, a symbol of national unity, and a potential collector's asset. While common in sheer numbers, its value is nuanced, hinging on condition, rarity of any variations, and collector demand. As we move forward in 2025 and beyond, the story of the penny continues to evolve. Whether you are an avid collector or someone interested in the history behind everyday objects, the 2019 no-mint mark penny is a fascinating coin worth understanding and appreciating. Thank you for joining us on this detailed exploration of the 2019 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and share to support our channel. We'll continue bringing you in-depth stories and expert insights from the world of coins and collectibles. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your collections growing. Happy collecting!